DivaSpeaks' 46th show, taped here in Los Angeles on April 15, 1970.
Well, hello there, if I can get your attention.
Now, those are the kind of foreign bodies I'd like in my world.
Yes, I agree with you. Well, welcome to the party, and I'm your host, Hugh Hefner. This is Larry, and I'm glad you could join us this evening. It promises to be a kind of a swinging evening for your dancing and swimming pleasure. We've got some great jazz musicians here, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Tommy Oliver.
This is the place. Hi, Ed.
Welcome.
All right,
welcome.
Thank you so much.
We were just having a little poolside conference.
So I see. I like the looks of your business associates. You know, I think I know one of them, but her face is unfamiliar.
Would you like to do a little underwater exploration, Tommy?
No thanks, Hef. I'm not in the mood. You see, we professionals make it a habit never to swim at parties.
What, musicians don't swim?
Well, that's not quite it. You probably don't know this, but I used to be a surfing instructor in Las Vegas.
No, I didn't realize that. There's surfing in the desert. What exactly do you teach?
Well, anticipation, mostly.
I see.
Oh, happy hutching.
How are you doing?
It's going to be one of those evenings,
Yes,
Tommy.
you know something? I think those girls could use a little style improvement, Ed.
Tommy.
Yes?
The pool is over there.
Yes, I know that. But getting there is half the fun.
I see.
I'm alone, little... Now, girls, I want you to take note that there are 15 balls on the table. Now, the most important thing in becoming a pool master, you see, is posture. It's posture that terrifies your opponent. Yes, may I adjust your posture for you? Sure. Just down there, just a little bit more. Oh, now, that's it. We need the pool cue. We don't really, but let's do it anyway.
Well, Tommy, I see you're taking full advantage of the facilities.
Well, yes, I was just showing some of the softer facilities, one of Willie Mosconi's favorite techniques.
Yes, I'm sure that Willie used them after every game.
Oh, yes, and half these girls, in order to be proficient, are going to need a lot of training. A lot of training.
Well, if you could just put the training off for a few minutes. Barbara McNair is at the piano, and she needs your assistance.
Oh, well, I guess it's time for the magic fingers of Tommy Oliver, all 11 of them. Now, girls, don't forget your posture. Oh.
So much for Tommy and his magic fingers. See, Janice, you were right here. Connie, you were right here. And Tommy was here.
And I am here, too.
Oh, hi, Barbie.
You're not a dream, you're not an angel, you're a man. I'm not a queen, I'm a woman. Take my hand, we'll build a space in the lives that we planned, and here we'll stay until it's time for you to go. Yes, we're different, Worlds apart, we're not the same. We laughed and played at the start, like in a game. You could have stayed outside my heart, but in you came, and here you'll stay until it's time for you to go. Don't ask why, don't ask how, don't ask forever. Love me now. This love of mine had no beginning. It has no end. I was an oak, now I'm a willow. Now I can bend. And if I never in my life see you again, still here I'll stay until it's time for you to go. Here I'll stay until it's time for you to go. Tommy, it is a gas to be working with such great musicians. Why don't you introduce the boys in the band?
I'd be delighted to. Frankie Cap, I'd like you to meet Mundell Lowe. Mundell, Jack Sheldon, Frank Rosalino, Frank, Bob Brookmeyer, Bob, Leroy Vinegar, and Leroy, I'd like you to meet Hugh Hefner.
Hello, Leroy.
And Hugh Hefner, allow me to introduce you to Barbara McNair.
Well, I know Barbara very well.
Yes, indeed. I had occasion to do a layout in Playboy magazine.
Yes, we've gotten a big response from several million readers.
Well, I don't know what was with those pictures, but you know that phone has never stopped ringing.
May I interrupt you all here? The guys would really like to play another number with Barbara. May we do it?
That'd be my pleasure. All the way.
Son, when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When they gather in the parlor talking, Jimmy Ray would take me walking. Out the back door we'd go walking. Then he'd look into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only one could ever teach me was the sweet son of a preacher man. Yes, he was, yeah. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, then he tell me everything is alright. Kisses me and tells me everything's alright. Asks me, can I get away again tonight? Lord knows to my surprise, the only one that ever reached me was the sweet son of a preacher man. The only one that ever teach me was the sweet talking son of a preacher man. Yes, he was, yeah.
Is it true, Hugh, that your centerfold photographers are making demands for longer hours?
No, I think an 18-hour work night's long enough.
Well, that's good, too. A little strange, but good. Because you really don't have to work overtime to score points with ladies. Now, I can give you a demonstration of what is known technically as, in the nomenclature of the world of psychiatry, as Technique 38. Now, all I need to do this for you is a subject. If you can get me a subject.
A subject.
I'll show you some heavy psychiatry
Nancy, would
chops.
you like to come over here for a moment? Nancy, have you met Pete Barber Beauty?
How do you do, Nancy? She's a very nice subject. I certainly wouldn't mind majoring in Nancy. Nancy, would you lie down here?
I'd love to.
I like this technique already.
Yes. And later on, Nancy, if you'd like to come out to the camper, I'll show you some of my paintings. I also have a new tank of butane. You're straight, but not really. Now, Nancy, I can see by looking into your eyes that you have concern about things. You know what I mean? Why don't you tell me about it?
Oh, I'd love to.
Lie down now, quietly. Just tell me anything that comes to your mind, Nancy. Spill it out. Let it happen.
Well, my problem is I've always identified with my father too much.
Yes, go on, dear.
Well, of course, there's also the fact that, well, I feel inadequate.
Well, it's certainly, certainly weird.
Don't understand that.
Is there anything else, dear?
I can never seem to grasp at opportunities when
Well,
they
you
come
just
to
keep
me.
grasping, dear, and you'll find an opportunity.
It's amazing, Pete.
Well, I'm not really sure if men are attracted to me.
Well, you see, now it's starting to work out. I'll show
Yes, I see that.
you. Well, I'll tell you, Nancy, if we can just hang out here for a couple more hours, or even then go out to the camper, and I can tell
Gee,
you...
thanks, Pete. You know, that really already made me feel better.
Sure, you feel better, weirdo. How about the doctor?
That's quite a technique, Pete.
Yeah, well, I didn't tell you the best part. It has a very delayed reaction. An hour from now, she'll be out climbing up and down the aluminum siding on my camper.
Yes.
Banging, trying to get in and smell some butane.
Certainly impressive.
Which brings us to the subject at hand. Well, the subject, I want to sit here around all my strange people here. The subject in reality is communications, because until man learns to communicate with his friends here on Earth, we're just going to have hang-ups. Now, in the science of communication or semantics, you know, years ago, people devised methods that were created totally of necessity, and as a result, they're highly efficient. Today, what do we have? Stationary orbital satellites. Yeah. Satellite freaks. Anyway, the old methods really were more efficient. Now, I want to show you one that I feel represented really an acme of efficiency. Years ago, if you lived in a tenement house, big city, New York, Cleveland, Detroit, there was no intercom, no phone system. If it got cold at night, you had to get a hold of the janitor, right? You took off a shoe, you go over to the radiator, you bang on the radiator. And if the janitor had a reply, you'd grab a wrench or a hammer or something and bang on the steam pipes in the basement. And you could hear the knocks transmitted, of course, through the resonant metal of the pipes. Carry on a conversation. I'd like to show you one of these typical conversations just to prove how efficient this method was. Cold morning, tenant rises from his bed freezing, goes to the radiator, says to the janitor, meaning, hey. Janitor, awakened from his sleep deep in the basement, replies, knocking on the steam pipe. His reply, meaning what? Tenant speaks first, saying, translation, let's have some heat. Well, the janitor can decipher that. There's no problem. However, he's been on the wine jug for a number of hours. He's not too hip about climbing out of his comfortable bed. So his reply as follows, meaning, go back to bed. Well, the tenant's not going to buy that. He's paying the cat. So back to the radiator, and this time, you can hear a bit more emphasis in his knock as he says, hey, janitor. There's a bit more emphasis in my knock. I heard it, too. Let's have some heat, man. Well, the janitor's still got no eyes to climb out of bed, so once again, go back to bed. Well, that did it. The tenant, enraged, livid with anger, stormed back to the radiator and said, janitor, you lazy son of a... Let's have some heat. What do you think the drunken old janitor replied? And then, look! And then the tenant said, And apparently that's true all over the world today. So I'd like to do this beautiful poem. May I have some poetry music, please? Just a little louder. There. Well, today is a day, and tonight is a night. There is the irreverence with which man looks at tomorrow and sees not today. Huh? By day the sun shineth and all is bright. Oh. Back off. By night, the sun is gone, and even though the moon be out, it still is dark. Well then, if bright by day and dark by night, how come at noon not split down the middle? There's one for them, let them work on it. Now, my friends, man himself cannot be irreverent, and why? Simply, bounced. Simply because if on one hand is trial and on the other hand is tribulation, where is the day when the catalyst, understanding, bonds together the irrevocable? And man with his omnipotence can but point towards the future. And if you open the door, there's the people. Weird. So, my friends, remember, though the sparrow be small, he can fly. Though the chipmunk be insecure, he gathers nuts for the winter time. Big deal. And so, the words of our great friend, Mr. Habib, United States Ambassador, who was sent to Paris in search of a lasting peace. Let us remember this poem as he rose before the delegates of both sides and recited this simple poem as he said, "We are here at the table in search of peace, and we have come to the city of love, Paris, not Italy, Spain, or even Greece, which just happens to rhyme with peace." So I say to all my friends, friends of the East, and the world of the West, and I swear to you this is true, if soon we do not reach accord on one stinking matter, all America will rise, face this part of the world, and say, North Vietnam.
You know, I think you're the first man I've ever met who really understands me.
That's because you're a warm, deep, understanding person.
It's incredible. You really know how to make a woman feel like a woman.
No, look.
Pete, I'm going in to see B.B. King now. Alone.
The thrill is going away for good. Oh, the thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is going away for good. I know I'll be over it all one day, like I know a good man should. You know I'm free now. I'm free from your spell. Oh, I'm free, free, free now, baby. I'm free from your spell. And now that it's all over, all I can do is wish you well.
And just think, Shirley Temple is now in Washington.
Shirley Temple in Washington. Can you imagine?
So now I am elected and I live in Washington. I'll teach them all to sing and dance and we'll have lots of fun. There'll be animal crackers for everyone and lollipops by the ton. And there'll be no more spinach, 'cause I live in Washington.
Hello, kids. Mitzi McCall and Charlie Brill, my favorite Lunton Fontaine of Las Vegas.
Oh, sweet.
Is that nice?
Hi, Hep.
How are
Hi,
you?
Barbie.
Hi, Mitzi.
You're looking kind of wild, Charlie, with the whole new thing here with
He's
the...
so thin, he looks like a thermometer.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the very Edwardian suit and the ascot and the mustache. That's all new.
I'm trying to get busted at the border.
I see. That'll work in Las Vegas. What besides greed keeps you kids in Las Vegas so much of the time?
Well, we're working at the Tropicana Hotel in the Folie Bergère show.
Now I know what keeps you in Las Vegas.
And it will keep me there forever, may I say.
Oh, really? How'd you like a smack
One of
right in
my
the
favorite
mouth?
unsolved areas. What is it like working with all of those ladies?
Well, can I tell you something? I mean, obviously, you know that the Folies Bergère show is loaded with gorgeous, lovely...
Yes. And girls, too.
Yeah. And anyhow, I gotta say that, you know, if Charlie Brill wants to look around and, you know, see those gorgeous girls, let him do it. That's the way I look at it.
And I'd like to show you the way I look at it.
Yes.
I'd like to say right now, ladies and gentlemen.
What, you silly...
Well, I don't know if we can create the same kind of conditions that you work under or alongside at the Follies.
Listen, can I tell you something? No, wait, just a moment. I gotta tell before we go along with this thing. You know, really and truly, I don't know how many of you kids have seen our show at the Follies Bergère, but they have showgirls in that show that are, and they've got, I dress with them. I mean, well, no, see, I dress and they undress. And it's real. Those things are real. And I wear a training bra. It's very
All it's
embarrassing.
done is roll over and play dead. But I like to say it.
Charlie, you're terrible.
Well, you suppose we could kind of maybe recreate, you could imagine that maybe we're at the Follies.
Why not? You know, I'll tell you something. We really lead kind of a normal life in Las Vegas. I know it's a drag. You probably think we're terribly glamorous and all that. But we have our 2-year-old baby, Jennifer, up there, and we got a little house.
Vegas has affected Jennifer.
How's that?
Vegas has affected her.
What do you mean?
At the market, you don't remember?
Oh, yeah.
She grabbed 3 oranges and demanded a payoff. Vegas. The way you make her burp is to pull her arm down like that.
Yeah.
That's going crazy.
That is true.
She won a fortune playing 3. She can't count to 21.
No, I figured.
What do you mean no? If I say yes.
I know,
it's yes.
darling.
You know, what Mitzi and I were talking about, what we talk about on the stage, is Barbie dolls. I mean, they're like, let's face it. Yes.
Yes.
And
you know a lot about that, right? Yeah.
Pull her string. We would. They have Barbie dolls that do just about anything. Yes, they do. And they're going to export Barbie dolls to foreign countries for this Christmas. And we would like to show you, Mighty Mouth and I, what some of the foreign talking Barbie dolls are going to sound and look like. First, the American Barbie doll. Now you pull a string and she says,
"Hello, my name is Barbie. Come play with me."
all right, now the German Barbie doll.
You will play with me.
The French Barbie doll.
I play with you.
Okay. The Jewish doll from Israel.
Darling, first you'll eat, then we'll play.
They're gonna have an Arab Barbie doll. Pull a string.
Get that Jewish doll out of here. Spanish Barbie.
Yeah, a Spanish Barbie doll.
Spanish
doll. Very, very beautiful doll.
Hey, mister, you want to play with my sister?
The New York doll.
I would play with your Mac, but I'm on strike.
Right? Chicago doll. The Chicago doll.
Convention. Which one of you guys am I supposed to play with?
And now the most important doll of all, the wife doll. An absolute wife doll. You pull a string and she says,
I got a headache, I'm tired, and I don't want to play.
All right, an airport.
Hello, sweetheart.
Honey.
Oh, I was so
crazed.
nervous.
Honey, I was crazed. Oh. Why are you late, sweetheart?
We're grounded in Pittsburgh for 3 hours.
Well, why didn't you...
Talk about the unfriendly skies. Dude, this baby was so fantastic.
Honey, was he all right on the plane?
Oh, he was so sweet.
Oh, honey, let me see.
Our little Lester. Come on. He wants to see his daddy.
Come on, honey, please.
They said to me, I can't believe you have a baby on this plane.
So quiet.
So good. I love
Come on,
it.
Les.
Lester,
Come on, Les.
honey.
Lester.
Mel, I'm really tickled you could join us this evening because Barbie and I had such a great time at your house the other night.
I'm delighted. That's great.
What I really enjoyed was the movies, which I guess are like a regular thing at
It's
your
getting
house.
to be a habit, honest to gosh. Every Sunday we get together, a whole bunch of people, you and Barbie included. It's starting to be called the Torme Cinema Club. It's wild.
Well, you know what a movie buff I am.
Hey, look, you're a fanatic, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Love the
Okay,
old
now wait a minute. Hey, listen, everybody, because I'm going to ask you a question all together. Hugh, now.
Yes?
Listen, just for fun, who played the third munchkin from the left on the yellow brick road in The Wizard of Oz?
Mickey Rooney.
Oh, well, listen, anybody knows the answer to that. However, I've got one for you. Who was the Goldwyn girl?
Yeah.
In Eddie Cantor's Kid Millions, who became a star?
Would you believe Toby Wing?
Toby Wing. I thought Toby Wing was one of our feathered friends.
No, it's a foreign car, actually.
Well, so much for movie buffdom.
Right.
You're really, you're so much...
Wait a minute, it's the first laugh we got.
You're
Let's
so
enjoy
much
it.
involved in films now, you can be making a lot of your own.
That's right, actually, I am.
And TV, TV production, and I understand you're writing some books.
That's right.
Now, of your many diverse activities, which seem to be expanding in all directions, what do you get the biggest kick out of?
I really like flying your big black DC-9. You know, the DC-9 as a guest. But actually, quite seriously, what I enjoy doing most, I suppose, is writing. But the image is, I suppose, still fairly constant as a singer, and I get a funny deep-down feeling that's what I'm here for.
That's why I asked.
Barbie?
That's right.
Okay.
Would you do a number?
Big Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Hi
there.
Hi.
What do you say the whole band when we do Midnight Swinger?
Oh, yeah.
Midnight swinger, how's the world's greatest lover tonight? Emancipated woman's own special delight. So how can the world's last living Casanova be alone? They don't appreciate the fine kind of loving you make. On a scale of 7, you would get an 8. You're lonesome most every night. You watch Johnny Carson till you turn out the light. He's pretty funny, and it looks like you are too. Irresistible you. Hey, midnight swinger, who's got the heart that you're breaking tonight? A centerfold playmate or a movie star type. So how can the world's new Marcello Mastroianni be alone? Gee, what a long, long wait. Your geisha girl seems to be late. Who's gonna fan you? Who's gonna peel your grave? Well, it looks like another boring evening at home. No loving tonight, just instant breakfast alone. If losers had contests, there's no doubt how you do. Irresistible you. Unbelievable you. Undefeatable you.
All right, hold it. Hold it, you guys. Hold it.
Now, Tommy, let's, there's a groovy tune around that was done beautifully by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I do it a little bit differently, and it cools the mood down a little, okay? Tom, it's up to you. What goes up must come down. Spinning wheel got to go round. Talking about your troubles is a crying sin. Ride a painted pony, let the spinning wheel spin. Got no money, got no home. Spinning wheel, all alone. Talking about your troubles, and you never learn. Ride a painted pony, let the spinning wheel turn. Did you find your directing sign on the straight and narrow highway? Would you mind a
reflecting sign. Just let it shine within your mind and show you all the colors that are real. Someone's waiting just for you. Spinning wheel, spinning true. Drive all your troubles by the riverside. Ride a painted pony on the spinning wheel. Ride. Ride a painted pony on the spinning wheel.
Now, girls, as I was saying, posture is the key. Posture, you understand? That's the most important thing. Now, let's try it again. Down.
I was practicing.
Yes, yes, that's good. Oh, that's wonderful. You have to bend down just a little bit more. Oh, that's...
I see you're still making full use of the facilities.
Hi again, Hef. Yeah, I am. Listen, Hef, it's going to take weeks. These girls need a lot of training. Lot of training.
Well, you're really a good sport, and I know how really important training is. However, Mel Torme and Barbara McNair are now in the living room and have promised to do a duet, and they need your assistance.
Girls, once again, it's time for Tommy Oliver and his 14 magic fingers. I'll be back. Forget the posture.
Well, how's the game going? Let's see now. Janice, you were right about here. Connie, you were here, and Tommy was here.
And I'm here again.
Oh, Barbie.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart.
You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart.
And the world will be a better place.
Yeah, the world will be a better place
for you
and me.
You just wait
and see.
Another day goes by, still the children cry, put a little love in your heart.
If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow, put a little love in your heart.
And the world will be a better place.
Yeah, the world will be a better place
for you
and you.
You just wait
and see. Wait and see.
Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love
we're going to be here again next week, and if you can, we hope you'll join us then. Till then, good night.
Bye-bye.
TWA 747, the ultimate in comfort and elegance. Wide aisles, oversized seats, meals on request, and your choice of movies. Designed by passengers for passengers. Somehow you feel more important on TWA.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Next week, the party continues as Hef welcomes Linda Ronstadt, Country Joe and the Fish, and this must-see, a young comedian, David Steinberg. That's me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Coming up next on Playboy TV.
Things really click when a photographer sets his sights on a beautiful model. It's an interlude that's picture perfect on the next edition of Fantasies.
Monday nights are for Playboy Originals. It's television with a difference. Always exciting, always scintillating, always arousing. Great new original shows, bold, intriguing, fascinating, and informative. From the intimate to the outrageous to the avant-garde. Provocative premieres, lavish productions, and it's pure Playboy. Nighttime entertainment never looked this good. Monday nights are for Playboy Originals. Produced exclusively by Playboy, especially for you.
Living in Paris isn't cheap.
Money, money, it's always a question of money.
Fortunately, Lady Roxanne's landlord has offered to help out.
I know the state of your finances, and as a favor, let me waive this month's rent.
Teaming up with a sexy ally, he may just get what he's after.
Do you think by any chance that you can buy me?
But a resourceful Roxanne has her own way to make ends meet. It's a lusty lesson from the Book of Love that can only be mastered on Paris Nights.
Start with ordinary water. Mix in the beautiful Playboy Playmates and enjoy the delicious taste sensation of Playboy's best of Wet n Wild. Indulge in a variety of natural flavors featuring Lemonade Splash, Vanilla Fantasy, Citrus Dream, and 5-Alarm Wild Cherry. The best of Playboy's Wet n Wild, a refreshing treat to quench the savage thirst.
Back in the first half of this century, no musical show, Broadway, vaudeville, or burlesque, was complete without a tap dancer. But times change and tap's taken a back seat to newer kinds of dancing. A renewed interest in the art form, though, has lured stars like Chuck Green, Will Gaines, and Charles Honey Coles back to the stage. And Masters of Tap from Home Vision Video gives you a chance to see them. Masters of Tap is part of Home Vision's dance series and features interviews, historic photos, and even some instruction.
Now, you remember I stress doom dee dee doom dee dee doo bop dee doom dee dee doom dee dee doom dee dee doo dot dee dee doom dee dee doom dee dee doom dee 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 ah. All right, let's see that. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3 out. Good.
The primary focus is the history of tap, as told by Charles Honey Coles to an enthusiastic audience of tap dance students.
Like they played a whole different ball game. It was a whole different ball game musically, and it was a whole different ball game tap dance-wise, with people like Baby Lawrence, Teddy Hale, and you have one of the foremost exponents of the bebop style of dancing right here in England. It's been here some time, and I'm talking about my good friend Will Gaines.
A nice video to rent or to add to your collection. Home Vision's Masters of Tap. Another master of his craft, Charles Barkley. The Phoenix Suns power forward may be the most outspoken man in professional sports, and he certainly doesn't dance around issues in Playboy's interview for May. Barkley talks to Washington Post columnist Tom Boswell about his new life with the Suns, his old life in Philadelphia, the dream team in Barcelona, and the early years before he became Charles Barkley Superstar. He remembers his college days when pizza helped him put on 100 pounds and earned him the nickname the Round Mound of Rebound. He also recalls various and sundry altercations that have led to less than flattering notices in the newspapers. He's definitely his own man and more than determined to stay that way. Meet Charles Barkley Superstar in Playboy's interview for May. In the spirit of Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, and Cheech and Chong, New Line Cinema presents Who's the Man?
Yo, man, what did you do to my head? No, you gotta hold your head at the angle, brother. Women gonna think you a big Wesley Snipes. Go, Wesley. I got Wesley.
Man, I wouldn't let the two brothers cut my taxes.
Yo, MTV Raps Dr. Dre and Ed Lover play the worst barbers in Harlem, and we're catching them at their lowest moment.
Anything ever gonna happen to us? Someday, my brother. The police force is hiring brothers.
Nick, ain't trying to be the man. Trey, you trying to be the man?
I am not trying to be the man. Give me one reason.
Rodney King!
Fate steps in, and somehow the two get accepted into New York City's police academy. That's where the story starts to take off.
That's uptown style. Being a police officer is about one thing. Who knows what that is?
Harassing black people.
Who's the man? Who's the man? The man. Who's the man? The man. Hold it!
We're here to fight the forces of evil, to make the streets safe for you people to walk on. Look at you looking like before and after.
Who's the man? Who's the man? The man.
Here's your assignment. All of Harlem. I want all crime and drugs stamped out by 6 o'clock. Okay?
Let's get him.
Ah!